It's pretty cool. Victoria Mboko talks Coco Gauff doubles at 2026 WTA Doha. The Canadian is kicking off her WTA 1000 season with a chance at doubles pairing with the two-time Grand Slam champion. Doha, Qatar. Victoria Mboko was one of last season's biggest breakout stars, and now the 2025 WTA Newcomer of the Year is making her Qatar Total Energies Open debut with an all-star doubles pairing alongside Coco Gauff. We were actually both entered with two other players, the Canadian teenager told Tennis Channel on Saturday, but unfortunately, neither of us were able to make it into the draw with our original partners. So we were like, wanna play? And so, it just came about. But it's pretty cool. Mboko burst onto the scene at the Omnium Banque Nationale in Montreal last summer, not only winning her first WTA 1000 title but her first WTA title on any level with stunning upsets over Elena Rybakina, Naomi Osaka, and Gauff herself. She finished the 2025 season with a second title run in Hong Kong and began the 2026 season with a run to the Australian Open's second week. A former number one in doubles, Gauff has formed her share of dynamic duos with the WTA's next generation, partnering Alexandra Ila for a successful run at the 2025 Internazionale Biennale d'Italia. Having made her WTA debut at 15, Gauff is no more than 2 and 3 years older than the current crop of rising stars like Mboko, Ila, and fellow American Iva Jovic, a development the 21-year-old American welcomes with open arms. It was very lonely for me, honestly, Gauff confessed of her early years on tour last month at the Australian Open. So, it's great to have, more people of my age range doing better, so I can see them at tournaments more, because I had a lot of friends, but we weren't playing the same tournaments. It was tough to keep up with those relationships. I felt like the last couple of years or maybe last 2 years on tour have been some of my happiest, even though maybe the tennis has been up and down just because you see more friendly faces in the locker room that you can actually be with. Unseeded in the Doha doubles draw, Gauff and Mboko will face number 7 seeds Cristina Buxa and Nicole Mellicher-Martinez in the first round. It's pretty cool. A portrait of ambition, mentorship, and momentum at the 2026 WTA Doha. The sun-soaked courts of Doha are more than just another stop on the WTA Tour. This year, they've become the stage for one of the most intriguing and emotionally resonant pairings in recent memory, Victoria Mboko and Coco Gauff, two young champions at different phases of their rising journeys, standing side by side in doubles play. It's pretty cool. Mboko said with infectious enthusiasm when asked how the doubles partnership came about at the 2026 Qatar Total Energies Open. Her casual, almost youthful phrasing belies something much deeper: curiosity, opportunity, and the electrifying promise of tennis's next generation. To understand why this simple sentence resonates so powerfully, you have to see it in context, not just as a remark about a draw sheet, but as a moment that encapsulates the convergence of history, talent, and personal growth. A breakout star meets a proven champion. At just 19 years old, Victoria Mboko is already one of the most talked about names on the WTA Tour. The Canadian teenager exploded into prominence during the 2025 season by capturing her first WTA title, a stunning run at the National Bank Open in Montreal, where she defeated several former Grand Slam champions, including Coco Gauff herself, on her way to glory. That revolutionary performance didn't just announce her arrival, it demanded that tennis fans take notice. For Mboko, those wins weren't merely statistical achievements. Each upset was a declaration, a testament to skill, fearlessness, and an evolving mental game. Her tactical aggression, towering serves, and unshakable focus have turned heads and transformed expectations. Just months after her Montreal triumph, she carried that momentum into the 2026 Australian Open, where she made her deepest Grand Slam run yet, reaching the 4th round and proving her consistency wasn't a flash in the pan. Across the court from her at Doha, Coco Gauff, 21, enters the arena already a bona fide star. A multiple Grand Slam champion and established world-class talent, Gauff's rise has been meteoric, marked by powerful ground strokes, tactical intelligence, and an all-around athleticism that belies her youth. Notably, she's also cultivated a reputation for leadership and generosity. Older players recount how she welcomed them onto the tour, even when she herself was still finding her footing. While their careers have crossed before, the most dramatic example being Mboko's upset over Gauff in Montreal, this doubles partnership has nothing to do with ranking or rivalry. It's about chemistry. It's about growth. It's about something larger than either one of them alone. Serendipity on the draw sheet. Interestingly, the partnership in Doha wasn't originally planned. Both Mboko and Gauff entered the tournament with different partners, only to find themselves without spots in the doubles draw when their original plans fell through. Instead of letting that disappointment linger, they asked the simplest of questions: "Wanna play?" A few minutes later, they were a team. That spontaneous spark, shared between two competitors who normally size each other up from opposite sides of the net, is more than just a logistical twist. In an era of carefully managed pairings and year-long doubles specialists, this feel-good duo feels refreshingly organic. Two elite athletes saying, essentially, let's give this a shot and see what happens. And from every side, the reaction has been joyful. Fans online have been buzzing about the pairing, with social feeds lighting up at the news that Gauff and Mboko will be featuring in the draw. Some even joked that this unlikely duo could feed families, a playful acknowledgement of how much excitement and spectacle they bring to the platform. The power of mentorship. Doubles tennis, at its best, is about harmony. It's about finding a rhythm with another person, anticipating their movements, lifting them up in moments of pressure, and expressing a kind of telepathy that takes years to cultivate. In many ways, the Mboko Gauff pairing already possesses the core ingredient for success: mutual respect. Gauff, speaking recently about the camaraderie of her peers, has mentioned how only in the past couple of years has she found herself surrounded by more familiar, friendly faces on tour, players who are both competitive rivals and genuine companions. That evolution from solo traveler to community builder reflects a maturity beyond the baseline. For Mboko, playing alongside someone with Gauff's experience, particularly in big moments, is both educational and empowering. She gets to witness not just elite mechanics, but elite mental game firsthand. And from Gauff's perspective, partnering with a hungry young player like Mboko represents a kind of legacy building, a chance to uplift a rising talent while sharpening her own instincts. This isn't just doubles, it's mentorship in motion. What "it's pretty cool" really means. That phrase strikes a deeper chord than its surface simplicity suggests. Here's why. 1. It acknowledges opportunity. For many players, especially younger ones, breaking into the upper tiers of the WTA can be daunting. Doubles isn't always an automatic path or priority, it often takes a back seat to singles careers. But Mboko doesn't treat this as a consolation prize. She sees it as